Hello and welcome to this episode of Nick of Time, where we will talk about the Knicks and their past games and some notes from across the league. I didn't do a lot. I didn't do a lot of notes. This kind of cycle, but my first NBA note I'm going to put it is Nick Richards to the Suns. The Suns have benched Yusuf Nurkic. I never thought Yusuf Nurkic or even kicked him out of the rotation. They kicked him out of the rotation. They didn't just bench him. They kicked him out of the rotation. Um, it's he doesn't have any deeming qualities of a center. Like, he can't protect the rim. He's not a floor spacer. He's kind of got himself running the league. Now, the league's in a way where it's stretch fives. We talk about Cat. We talk about Brooke Lopez. We talk about all those stretch fives. And you also need to have a good defense. And you need to be able to switch on the perimeter. The Suns just get killed because they don't have that backline defender. The Suns need a backline defender. Not like Nick Richards will save that, but it's a better defense back line than somebody like Yusuf Nurkic. Now, Yusuf Nurkic could do well on a team that has good defenders, where he doesn't need to get attacked every single time. But for now, you're trying to back up Bradley Beal. You cannot do that. That is why they bring in Nick Richards. They should have went out and bring in somebody better, in my opinion. But bringing in Nick Richards is a fine deal. I mean, they gave a lot of second round picks. They're a terrible team. They're not a terrible team. They just have a terrible direction. They have nowhere else to go. This doesn't move them out of the tiers. Doesn't even move me on them. But I'm just saying this is a good move for them on the context of they're a good team, but they're not. But they did get themselves a good defender and a good rebounder. I think a lot of other teams could have needed them. Right here, they could have needed him. But yeah, I mean, I think that's neither here nor there. 3 seconds is a lot though, but I like it. It's good value for him. Sacramento's looking good. I think the reason they're looking good is because Doug Christie came in there. He's like, we got to look at this team face value and let's see what we can get. Now, getting the most of this team is telling them to push the freaking heck out of the ball. I know DeMar DeRozan is not a pusher type of guy, but you don't need to push every single possession. But try to push it as much as possible because you have players like De'Aaron Fox, you have players like Malik Monk who thrive in that. Keegan Murray can run out and get some dunks or threes on transition, and shooting more threes, of course. Yeah, threes and pushing the pace. You need threes. And Keegan Murray is one of the best shooters in the league, in my opinion. You also have De'Aaron Fox who hits some threes, and you have Kevin Hurd. Like, you have a lot of good 3-point shooters. Maybe they're not having the season they want to, but you got to shoot more. Put some more up, get some more in. And that's what Doug Christie has really talked about and emphasized. Now, defense is going to come along, but man, if they can just outscore you, that's going to put them up for a lot of success. They need to find an identity, and I think they found one. It's called just outscoring the heck out of that team. I mean, let's look at the games for the Sacramento Kings. Let's go on a little bit of dive for them. Let's go on a little bit of deep dive. I mean, they gave it 127 to the Rockets, but man, I mean, they came out there and they won. That's the thing. They came out there and they won. They won because they had a big game from Sabonis, 20 and 14. They had a big game from DeMar, 33. They had a big game from Monk. So you have electric players because they're pushing the ball. Again, 130 to Bucks they gave up. That's a loss, but they put up 115. They gave 119 to the Bulls. I mean, man, I know the Knicks gave 140, but that's neither here nor there. But they gave 119. That's a lot of points to give to the Bulls, but they were able to score 124. Like, that's the thing. That's kind of the mentality they're going to have. I know Mike Breen was more of this, like, let's get down in defensive stance, let's try to win that way. But man, that's not what the team is. I think Mike Brown can strive into another system, but in that system he had no place. Again, they gave it 133 to the Grizzlies. I mean, but they win. They win because they put up 138. I mean, you're not expecting that every single game, but they put up 138. That's the bottom line. Yeah. And also, OKC Thunder, outstanding, unstoppable. Nothing you can do about them, man. I just need to give them a shout out because they're just dismantling every team that they come across, man. They're just dismantling them. Absolutely domination. I mean, look, they lost yesterday, 106 to 98. That's not a good look on what my take is. But yeah, I mean, how many players do they really have out? They had Shea out. Yeah, I Heart out. Chet's, of course, out. So, but they dominated. They took care of business against the Cavs, winning by 20. Took care of business against the 76ers, winning by 16. Absolutely took care of business against the Wizards, winning by 40. Took care of business against the Knicks, winning by 30. Lost, but then lost the Cavs on the road. It's a surging Cavs team. They're good. They're great. They beat the Celtics by 15, and then they beat the Knicks by 10. So this is a machine right now. It's a machine. They're first in OPPG, which is points allowed per game. They're first in the lowest points allowed per game. They allow the lowest points per game. First in field goal percentage. First in field goals allowed. So they allow the least percentage. They allow the least percentage from three. They allow 32% from three. They have the fifth most blocks. They get the most steals. They have the least turnovers in the league. Yeah, I mean, they shoot the best from the line. So there's a lot of stats that really prove to you why the Thunder are so good. And also, man, you don't even need to look at the stats to see how good Shea's playing. This man, Shea, I mean, we can look at the stats. Again, I'm going to look at the stats, okay? Relax. 40, 32, 27, 39, 31, 33, 33, 29, 40, 35, 22, 45, 40. Like, this is a dominating scorer. 32 points per game, 52 from the field. 53 from the field. Man, 890 from the line. Plus minus, he's second. This is a team that's a machine, and still has draft picks too. So they're going to be here for a while. They're definitely not going to. Definitely not going to not be here for a while. They're going to be here for a while. But yeah, let's talk a little bit Knicks, man. This team cannot get a stop. I don't know why. I mean, the rotations, everyone stinks. They don't know their rotations. They don't know how to scramble. They just do not know how to do any of that stuff. They don't know how to guard one-on-one against elite players. They just have problems there. Defensively, his team cannot stop anyone. They can't stop a parked car. Mikal, they did string two good games together. That's good, man. That's good. Whatever. It's not gonna. Whatever I say at the end, it's definitely not gonna do anything with that. I love Precious Jewett. Precious Jewett is giving as much as he can. Defensively, he has a bunch of blocks. He's trying, but this guy's a 6'9" center. We need to bring somebody. Somebody needs to come in this building that's 7 foot and can score and can defend. That's a center. That doesn't need to be somebody who's good, and it doesn't need to be somebody who's like all out of this world. It can be Jonas Valanciunas, who can defend decently, not maybe a little bit less than decently, can score. I don't care about defense at this point. No one can defend anything. So who cares if we want to rely on defense? Who cares? We can't defend anybody. So bring in Jonas Valanciunas. Give me 12 to 15 points per game. Give me 10 rebounds, and I'll be good. Need more at the wings. I need more out of OG and Mikal. Someone needs to put the ball on the floor. We're screwed if Brunson misses a game. We're screwed if Cat misses a game. We're absolutely screwed because we got no ball handlers other than Brunson. Can Mikal put the ball on the floor consistently? Hell no. Can OG put the ball on the floor consistently? Hell no. None of them can create their own shot. Mikal can a little bit, but OG cannot. Whenever he gets the ball, he's scared of it. He's scared shitless to do something. Sorry about the curse word. He's scared. And then Mikal Bridges, he's just pulling up for the mid-range shot and just bricking it. Or he's trying to take it. Man. All these players besides Brunson need a screen to score. Not good. That's what we said about that's what we said about RJ Barrett. They need a screen to score, and that's stink. And they got shit out of the building. At least these guys can play defense. They're bigger than RJ, but and better. But need more at the wings. That's the number one thing. I need more at the wings because they cannot guard. So why not just play better offense? But they're not doing any of that. So what's the point here? What's the point of having both of them? They can't dribble. They're missing rotations. They're getting beat off the dribble. So, and they also can't create offensively. Leave it there. Open for discussion. What do you do with the wings? What do you do with them? You can't force Mikal to be a shot creator. That's not what he is. That's not what he is. He had 43 against the Spurs, but that's kind of an anomaly right now. He's a good shooter. Man, this team is really looks like a second round out. Looks like they're going to get the second round. They're going to lose. Maybe even might lose in the first round, depending on injuries. Because if Brunson gets hurt for a game, they're screwed. No shot creators outside of Brunson. Big thing. And no bench either. I mean, campaigned is something last night, but Thibs didn't trust him to play more than 13 minutes. Like, really? Your scheme stinks and you still can't play. First of all, your scheme sucks. Your defensive scheme sucks. You can't create any looks for other players. That's the second thing. And third thing, you don't know when your player's on fire and you just sit him down. You're extinguishing the flame. We needed that. We needed a guy to come off the bench and give you 18. But he just took him out. He took him out. He absolutely extinguished the flame last night. Didn't like it one bit. Really fed up with him too. The wings and Thibodeau really fed up. Less about OG because he's not supposed to be the off the dribble guy. I mean, he needs to hit more of his threes. He's kind of scared. He's definitely scared whenever he touches the ball, but I mean, just hit open threes, play defense. What we paid you to do. And Mikal, on the other hand, like, what are you doing? You can't dribble. It stinks, man. It really does. It stinks because a lot of just get Jalen the ball, get the hell out of the way. So, yeah, really bad. Really bad. Really bad. This was just me getting on and just yelling about this team and what I think right now. Big time rant. This team won't do anything in the playoffs. Won't do anything right now. That's what I'm thinking. They could definitely go out and run, and I could think something else. But for now, really don't. I'm not in a good mood about this team. But that's going to do it for this episode of Nick of Time. Make sure to like and subscribe if you're as big as a Knicks/NBA fan as me, because I'll be pumping out this content almost every week, all season long. Peace, have a nice day, and let's go Knicks.